We were on our knees, elbow to elbow, and the guy was pleading and crying, and he was saying, "Please let me kill him now." There was going to be a gun blast. I was waiting for a thud, and that was my life was gone. I love the word imagination. Dreams are only dreams. Imagination flowing into action is reality.
Don Starkell talked to his 2 young sons about taking them on a canoe trip. That idea turned into the longest canoe trip in history.
It's the kind of trip most people only dream about. A journey from the cold of Canada to the warmth of Brazil, all by water.
Finally, we were able to look over the Gulf of Mexico. What I saw made me sick with fear.
On May 1st, 1982, father and son, Don and Dana Starkell, made it into the Guinness World Book of Records.
All aboard for the Amazon Hotel. Those were the last words his friends would hear in nearly 2 years.
A friend once handed me a worn-out old book and said, "I think you'll like this read." It was called Paddle to the Amazon. It was one of the best true life adventures I'd ever read. It was about a father and his 2 sons and their 2-year adventure paddling to Brazil's Amazon River. I immediately got on a plane and flew to Winnipeg, where the father, Don Starkell, lived, and asked him if he would consider making a documentary about their trip to the Amazon. And to my surprise, he said yes.
When I started off, I honestly, in my mind, I didn't think it was possible to do the trip, you know, because it was just so far-fetched, and no one had ever done anything like it before.
I remember him saying stuff like, you know, about, oh yeah, you'll see monkeys, and of course you don't think about the 6,000 miles of coastline that you're going to have to suffer through to get there.
We were kind of going over and over, you know, this is crazy, you're all going to die, and you know, you can't go, and nobody does this, and all that kind of stuff.
Don had mentioned that he and his sons were planning a reunion paddle that summer. They would launch from Iowa and head south to the Florida Keys by way of the mighty Mississippi. I asked Don if I could tag along for the ride and interview him and his boys. He reluctantly agreed. I was really excited and a little bit nervous about getting the chance to travel with the legendary trio. But with my brother's help, our journey was about to begin. My brother John and I have had many adventures together throughout our lives. I was touched when he offered to help out as a second cameraman on this shoot.
Yep, I think we should make Cincinnati today for sure.
We borrowed the family canoe, packed up our cameras, and said goodbye. Our canoe on top of John's car acted like a compass needle heading us south to Vicksburg, Mississippi.
If somebody said to you, well, let's go canoeing, Richie, you know, we'll go canoeing for 3 days. And I think, well, that's a good idea. We'll go canoeing, but not 2 years.
The Starkells had been on the river for a month already. When I asked Don how we could keep in touch, he said, just meet us on June 20th at river mile marker 415 at Vicksburg, Mississippi. And that was it. Now we're going to interview them paddling down the Mississippi on a trip they took 25 years ago.